There are two main types of pension plans: defined contribution (DC) and defined benefit (DB) plans. In this video, we will describe each of them. A defined contribution plan usually works in the following way. An employee defers a fixed percentage of their salary to the plan. The employer or sponsor could also make a contribution. The amount depends on a number of factors, such as an employee's years of service, age, salary level, and so on. The money is then placed in a mutual fund or another investment vehicle, which the worker selects. Therefore, the investment decisions on where and how to invest are made by the worker, who bears all the risk that the fund can become unprofitable. What is defined in this case is how much money would the company pay to the fund. The employer makes no promise regarding the future value of the plan assets. Factors, such as the amount contributed and the investment performance, determine the ending value of plan assets. With defined contribution plans, we can have a serious investment risk if employees are not financially savvy. A good example would be putting all your money in one security or buying the stock of the company where you work. These investment decisions can have a disastrous outcome for workers. This occurred with Enron's employees in 2002. Most of them held their retirement funds investing in the company shares. At that time, it was considered to be a good investment. Enron was one of the most admired U.S. corporations, and its shares had a positive return of over 27% on an annual basis from 1990 to September 2000. Over the same time period, the S&P 500 grew 13% annually. Enron shares eventually tumbled from $90 to zero between January 2001 and 2002, and the company went bankrupt. This goes to tell you that Enron employees lost not only their jobs, but also their pension savings. What's the moral of the story? Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. This wisdom is always worth repeating. However, defined contribution plans have another drawback. Even if we put our money in a well-diversified portfolio, there's always the risk that we are not regularly allocating enough to the fund. We may eventually find that the portfolio's ending value is not adequate to meet our retirement needs. What we should remember about defined contribution plans is that they require discipline and wise management. Okay, now let's examine the alternative, which are defined benefit plans. As the name implies, a DB plan offers a company's employees a predefined benefit on retirement. It's usually based on the worker's years of service and their compensation history. For example, assume that a firm's DB plan pays a retirement benefit of 3% of the employee's final salary for each year of service. As a result, a worker who has been with the company for 25 years and had a final salary of $100,000 would receive $75,000 per year upon retirement, $100,000 multiplied by 3% multiplied by 25 years. In other words, the longer the employee works at a company and the higher the salary upon retirement, the higher the amount of the pension. With most defined contribution plans, workers don't have to contribute a portion of their salaries. Instead, the employer entirely funds the plan and makes the investment decisions. In other words, they bear the investment risk. All right, we should also remember that there is a big difference between defined benefit and defined contribution plans in terms of their portability. With defined contribution plans, employees can roll over the vested portion of their retirement benefits into another plan when they change jobs. Defined benefit plans, on the other hand, don't have this type of provision. It's well known that the employment dynamics in our current economy has shifted. As a result, workers change jobs more frequently. That is one of the reasons why defined benefit pension plans have lost their popularity. The higher cost for the fund's administration are another reason. DB plans have a higher investment risk for the plan sponsors. These funds require complex actuarial projections and insurance for guarantees, resulting in substantial administrative costs. Before we finish, let's quickly compare the two retirement plans so you can grasp a few key takeaways. With DB plans, the employer contributes to the retirement fund. Depending on the plan, employees may also make contributions. The sponsoring company chooses where and how much to invest. It also bears the investment risk. The employee benefit upon retirement is based on a formula that does not depend on the portfolio's investment performance. With DC plans, the employee contributes to the plan and the employer often makes a matching contribution. The portfolio investment decisions are made by the worker, who's responsible for choosing where and how much to invest. The employer makes no promises regarding the future value of the plan assets. Therefore, the retirement benefit is unknown in advance. It depends on the investment performance and the amount of contributions. Excellent! You now know the key differences between the two most popular types of retirement plans.